So today I decided to read other people's stories that are not mine, so all the credit goes to a guy by the name of Subway Cookies. So, shout out to that dude. So, here we go. By the way, if I say anything that sounds like it wouldn't be me in real life, this is someone else's story. So I never did this, so just so you know. I went to the movies with three of my buddies. When the movie was done, it was around 11 p.m.-ish. So it was pretty dark outside at the time. My friends lived on the other side of town, so they all needed to go the other way, leaving me all by myself. I live in a boring big town, small city with a very low criminal rate, where nothing special really happens. I often walk home alone in the dark, so it wasn't an issue for me. Anyways, I say goodbye to my friends, put on my earplugs, and made my way home for what was supposed to be a short 10-minute walk. As I was making my way out of city center, I decided to walk through an alley, which was pretty dark with barely any lighting. And before you're asking, why the heck do you decide to walk through a creepy alley during such a dark evening? Well, it was raining quite hard throughout the evening, and the alley was a major shortcut to my home. I just wanted to get home as quickly as possible. I'm pretty sure if it wasn't raining that hard, I wouldn't take the alleyway anyway. Anyways, this whole situation started at the moment I walked into the alley. It was pretty dark, like I said, so everything was a bit vague. So I walked into the alley and saw a man laying down against the wall. As I walked closer, I noticed that he was covered with a dirty blanket. I had no idea if he wasn't asleep or not, but I decided not to think much about it. Like there wasn't a chance that anything was gonna happen. So at the moment, I walked past the man and I noticed from the corner of my eyes that the man pushed away his blankets and suddenly stood up on the spot where he was laying down a couple seconds ago. As I continued to walk, I quickly looked behind me and I saw him walking behind me from quite a distance. What could possibly happen is what I thought. Maybe it's just a coincidence that he was suddenly walking behind me. Nothing happens as it sounds, so again, I didn't think much of it. After a minute or so, I walked out of the alley and took the right turn. The shady man did so as well. At this point, I still wasn't in panic mode, but just to be sure, I sped up my walking pace. A moment later, I quickly looked behind me again. He was far, far behind from me. So I took two corners and slowed down my pace since I thought he lost track of me. The rain slowed down a bit, and I walked with much more relaxed feeling while enjoying the music that was beating through my earplugs. I was halfway on my way home when I suddenly felt two strong hands on my shoulder and pulled me down to the ground. Keep in mind that I'm tall and quite a heavy guy. Almost 6'3", 209 pounds. I believe that's pounds. So there was I, laying on my back on the cold and wet concrete on a rainy evening. And fun fact about me, if I'm in shock in any kind of situation, I completely freeze, like every time. I can barely move or talk. I don't know why, but it just happens. Just like past evening. Anyways, I was laying there, hopeless on my back. The man who was falling stood right in front of me, and he didn't say anything. I was freaking out, but I still wasn't able to move or do anything. I still managed to say something like, "What are you doing? Leave me alone," and all that kind of stuff. The man didn't say anything and just kept watching me while he was reaching for something out his back pocket. It was a freaking pair of scissors. And man, I was going nuts in my head. Full panic mode. I still wasn't able to do anything except swing my arms around in a way that a crazy person would. While swinging my hands, I suddenly felt something like steam, like a semi-big rock. It felt like a brick. I decided to hold on to it. Meanwhile, the homeless man slowly made an approach with the scissors in a way like he wanted to stab me. So I quickly thought, I just need to hit him with this rock. It doesn't matter where I hit him, only if I hit him, so I can make a run. So that is what I did. I swung my arms in a wild way into the air, and with the luck in the world, I managed to beat the scissors out of his hand with my broken brick. As soon as I did that, I looked at him directly in the eyes and said, "Rock, paper, scissors, I win." So, anyways, that's the story of how I almost got attacked by a random homeless man. So, what did you think of that story? Ever been attacked by some homeless man that you just seen and thought nothing of it? You can't. Oh, now the moral of the story is you really can't trust any neighborhood. All neighborhoods are really the same. If you think a neighborhood's like very quiet, if it's always quiet or something, nothing ever happens. Well, she said town and city or city, so I wouldn't really believe that a homeless man would attack you at this very point, but she was pretty dumb for taking that alleyway. He was pretty dumb for taking that alleyway. I still consider taking the long way. The rain isn't that bad as long as if he was wearing a coat, I can understand that he would take the long way, but I don't really get that he wasn't. I would understand if he was taking that way because he has a coat and he's not worried about rain, so he's probably going to take the long way. But the short way with no coat, his skin might have been showing, so that might have been like really bad. Because when you're stabbed with a knife, you're not really going to take much pain if you're covered up by something. It's still going to be painful. I'm not saying it's not going to be painful, but anyways, that's the story of how this man almost got attacked by a homeless guy. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please do like it and subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be notified whenever we make a video. Anyways, as you can see, I've been playing this game called I Love You, Colonel Sanders. It's a dating game which is on Steam and only on Steam on PC. So if you were willing to play it, if you don't have Steam, download it. It's a free game, by the way. It's a dating simulator where Colonel Sanders is your senpai, or kohai. Well, I don't really think it's a kohai, but anyways, if you did enjoy this video, like I said, like it, turn on notifications to be notified whenever I make a video or Raptor makes a video. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, peoples.